Hey everybody, it's Patrick Maloney. It was Magic Pre-Release weekend at Game On in Warwick, Rhode Island. And it's Sunday night after a long weekend. Very, very busy this weekend. And I'm going to sit down and relax and paint some models now. I've been looking forward to it all weekend. And since all the Magic players got the love all weekend, I thought I would take some time to show some love to our model builders and painters. And I'm going to go over my little setup that I have here at my house. I got somebody in the other room yelling. He had a good weekend. It was his kid's birthday. So now he's playing video games and yelling. Anyway, so I have a pretty good setup here, I think. These are my paints that I have on the wall. I set up a little thing here with all my different paints. Okay, and then, so these are some of the things I can't do without. This is my paintbrush holder, and it has a wet palette in it. So it holds all my brushes. Okay, and I use this all the time. I can blend my colors with it, which is pretty cool. And one of the things, like, I'm not an artist, so I'm not an artist, but what I'll tell you is that, you know, when you blend things together and it makes it look nice, you can write little notes on the, you can make little notes on the wet palette paper to say, like, you know, 2 dabs of this color red and 1 dab of this color blue made this purple, you know. But here's the things that I can't do without, I think, over the years. First off, pink soap for cleaning brushes. Okay, I use this stuff all the time. I make sure that I clean my brushes constantly. If you don't have clean brushes, those are your tools. So if you don't have clean brushes, you're kind of screwed. Another thing I found, I didn't know this existed. I found this when I visited Arizona. I visited Imperial Outpost Games, and I found Gentastic's Drunken Brush Goop. Okay. And it's 2 ounces. Sometimes they have 2 or 3 ounces of this stuff. There's another one out there called Masters. It's a Masters soap and conditioner. And basically what you do is you take your brush and you swirl it around in here and you clean it. But it has a conditioner in it. So if you've ever noticed that your brushes get real dry, or that the tips bend, you can kind of, like with your hair, you know how you put stuff in your hair and you can kind of manage your hair and make it go a certain way. You can do that with your brushes too and make sure your tips are good. So, so those are the things that I use all the time. I found this, okay? This is a Badger paint mixer, okay? And basically it's like a little foamer for your, like if you had a latte, it spins around. And what I do is I put a little bit of airbrush medium, or I put a little bit of, where's my other airbrush medium? I got a couple. Oh, here's another one. Airbrush medium. Okay, and you can use any medium. I just use the airbrush medium because you get so many ounces of it, and it's like a good deal. And what I do is I'll put that into a pot of paint. I'll put a couple of drops into the pot of paint, and this will fit right inside the pot of paint. So instead of me shaking the heck out of the pot of paint and messing up my elbow or my wrist or whatever, I'll actually just put this in there, and that will shake it or stir it for me. Okay, which is good. I actually have 2 of them. I have one for at home and one for at work. Or sometimes the batteries die in one and the batteries still give the other one. So, other than that, I have plastic glues. All right, this is for my plastic models. And then super glue for anything that's not plastic. So if you've got resin or metal, you can't use plastic glue on it. All right. But this is my most exciting thing that I've been doing lately. I have been priming my models with an airbrush. And I bought this cheap airbrush online. It was like $65. And what's nice about it is the compressor's built in. Okay. And I've been using this. And it works great for priming or base coating. Okay. You put the paint into the cup here. And then what I do is, I watched a ton of videos of this online. I'm not going to show you, but what I'll do is I'll put some airbrush flow improver in there first, and that helps the needle move properly. And then I'll mix in either a black, and I did some, so everything I'm giving you is research that I did online that works for me. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but here it is. This is the black primer that I use. I think it's Steiner's. It's black. And then I have a Steiner's gray. And I have a Steiner's white. Okay. So I'll do the black first, and then I'll do a gray, and then I'll do a white for the highlights. And you can actually brush on the white or the gray after you do the black. Okay. And they call it zenithal highlighting. So then you can go in with your colors, and it will do a natural highlight for it and a natural shadows for it, which is kind of cool. All right. And sometimes the primer or the paint goes in and it's thick. So what you want to do is you want to add the airbrush medium to it. And what you can do is you can take get this off here. You can take one of your paint brushes after a garbage paintbrush, and you can put it inside after you add the medium, and you can kind of mix it. But another thing you can do is you can actually, if you put your finger on the front like this, and you do that, it'll bubble up inside there, and it will mix it for you. But I'll tell you that sometimes it makes a mess, so you don't need to put too much paint in here. All right. But this is the most exciting thing that I just got. Okay. And this is for painting inside. Now, I've painted inside a few times, and it does make fumes. And I've always been one of those people that just hasn't cared about it. But, you know, I'm early 50s. And I want to be able to breathe when I'm older. And I want to be one of those guys. So I actually bought it's like to do air paint in here. And it lights up. I just built it. And it has a fan inside. Okay. And the fan's in the back here, and it sucks all the fumes through this filter, and it goes out the window. Okay. It took about 10 minutes to put together. The instructions were not difficult. As a matter of fact, they had a QR code. Let me see. If you pause this, you can go to the different QR codes to see how easy it is to put together. I bought the third one here. So I'll make that QR code there so you can see it. All right. I think it was about $100 for this thing. I think it's worth it. It's got the lights and it came with, it actually came with a small tray to be able to turn. Okay. But what I did was I grabbed an extra glass tray from my local secondhand store, like a Savers or something. I got it at Savers for like $5. It's one of those trays for the microwave. So somebody must have had a bad microwave and they sent the tray, the glass tray that spins, to Savers, and I picked it up for like $5. So I threw that in there instead because it's a little bit bigger and it can fit more stuff. All right. So something else that I can't do without is my magnifying glasses, okay? My magnifying glasses allow me to see very small objects. I don't know if you can see my eyes. Do they look big? And it allows me to get the details on the models. The other thing I like about these is that I can wear them with my regular glasses, and I can see above. So if I'm watching TV, I can watch TV and then I can paint. And I got these online, I want to say for 15 or 20 bucks, and I really like them. They're Yoko Sun, and they for 20 bucks, I think they come with this box. And inside the box is extra lenses, okay, and a little carrying case, okay, and a charger. And the charger is because the glasses themselves actually have, let me find it, where is it? Oh, it's not turning on now. The batteries must be dead. But glasses actually come with a light, which I'll have to replace the battery on. But honestly, I don't use the light on the glasses that often because I have lights everywhere. This is one of the lights I always have on, and it's allows me to move the light wherever I want it. Okay, which is kind of cool. So, and I show these glasses to people all the time when I'm at the store, because I actually have a pair here at my house, and I have a pair at my store. And people always say to me, oh, I'll never be able to paint those. I'll never be able to see it. And then I show them the glasses, and they're like, where did you get these? And I say, oh, I got them online somewhere for like 20 bucks. They're definitely worth it. So, and there are many different versions. I know Harbor Freight has a pair of like glasses that are magnifying glasses for like $5. I don't like those as much. These are like regular glasses that you put on like regular glasses. The Harbor Freight ones are just kind of like a strap that goes around, which works. I just don't like the way it fits. So I paid a couple extra bucks. So I showed you my airbrush that I've been using. Okay, and I said, as I told you, I got this for like $65. But I'm actually upgrading. I'm upgrading my airbrush, and I'm going to be painting a whole new army. And this is kind of my motivation to get going. I'm telling you that I'm going to do it, and so now I have to do it. I picked up this Badger Model 105 airbrush. I think it was about $100, and it was $100 a year or two ago. And it's the same airbrush as my one with the compressor built in. It's a nicer one. I don't want to say it's the same, but it's a nicer one. But it's the same type. You pull it back and then press it down, and it lets a certain amount of air through, and it grabs a certain amount of paint. So that is my, I'll call it my budget. This is my super budget airbrush. This is my budget airbrush, the Badger 105. And this is perfect. A lot of people use this, and they are great with it. This is new to me. So like, you've got a car that has a gas pedal and a brake, and lights, and that works. And then you've got one that's all computerized. And if you put me in the computerized car, I probably wouldn't be able to drive it other than the gas, brake, and lights. So, but I actually splurged at the end of last year. I've been watching a ton of YouTube videos, and I want to shout out to Ninjon, Ninjon. Ninjon is a YouTube video person that I've been watching. Lila the Mini Witch is another YouTube person that I watch, and another person, Squidmar paints. He's like just crazy with what he and his partner there do. So I actually went online and I splurged, and I got myself a Squidmar signature airbrush, and I probably won't even be able to use it. I'm actually going to start with my Badger one first to start, and I'm going to practice a bunch on stuff that I don't care about. But I went and got the Squidmar Ultra Signature airbrush. That's what it looks like. It is so cool. And I'm sure it's going to do, just because you buy the stuff, you buy the tool, doesn't mean you'll be able to use it as good as them. And I don't expect to ever be a model painter like Ninjon or Squidmar or Lila. What I do expect to be is a person that just enjoys doing it. So, you know, like if you go buy the nicest guitar, it's not going to make you Eric Clapton or Jimi Hendrix or Nuno Betancourt for my Boston people, or, you know, any superstar guitar player. You know, I'll sound the same on a crappy guitar as I would on a great guitar, because the tools are only a portion of it. But you know, maybe it will help out a little bit, which will be great. So, oh, this is another thing that I got. This is to clean the airbrush. You put water in it, and when you're switching from one color to another, you spray inside here, and it clears it out, and it helps you clean this, so you can put a new color in. And then this is another thing. Now, this is a Citadel. It holds the models. Okay. So when you're painting, it doesn't, your hand doesn't cramp up. A lot of people use like a piece of wood with two-sided sticky tape on it, which works too. But these are the things that I use that make me happy, and the things that I surround myself with. The last thing I did was I had a really kind of okay air compressor from Harbor Freight, and I could not find the right attachments to connect my airbrush to it. I went online, I bought a bunch of attachments, and after that I went to Ace Hardware and other places. I just gave up. And so what I did was I went online and I did some research, and I have this new air compressor. All right. And I'll give you the model. It's a Master Airbrush Cool Runner 2 air compressor with air storage tank. Now, this is the compressor. This is the air storage tank. And the two most important things that I think are in here is the air storage tank here is going to hold air so that the compressor doesn't have to run the whole time unless the pressure goes below a certain amount. Because what you'll notice is that these things get loud. And if you're painting, and you're trying to relax, you don't necessarily want to have something really loud going on in the background, because that's not the relaxing atmosphere that you want. And the other thing is it has an adjustable pressure gauge on it, because when I've been doing the research, it tells me to put the pressure at a certain level. Okay. And so I'm looking forward to checking that out. I did get, for those of you that are trying to do this on more economically, maybe you already have an air compressor. Let me find the part. Hold on a second. Let's see. Is it? Anyway, I bought from Home Depot, not Home Depot, I bought from Ace Hardware. I'm in the East Coast. I bought from Ace Hardware an adjustable air pressure gauge where you can set the air pressure. But I ended up, again, like I said, I ended up having to get a bunch of adjustment nozzles to get the thing to work, and then it wouldn't fit right, so it's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here you go. So I bought this, and it has an adjustment on the side. So if you already have a compressor and you don't mind how loud it is, you can get one of these and you can stick it, you know, into the compressor here, and then connect your cable to your airbrush on this side, and you can set the amount of pressure that comes out. I think that's most important, because when I was using it earlier, there was so much air coming out, I couldn't control it. It was splattering everywhere. And it wasn't helpful. So I think the most important thing here is to have the right tools. And so I've just shared with you some of the tools that I have, but at the end of the day, a good set of brushes, a good soap to clean your brushes with, some good music. I really can't do without my paint mixer. I really can't. And that's it. So if I have brushes, soap, and a paint mixer, I can pretty much get everything I want to done. And just a regular spray can of primer when I'm priming. I usually use black, and then I use a gray and then a white for the highlights. Ninjon has some great videos on and Squidmar, but I like the Ninjon videos for the thing called Slap Chop, which is a great way to put highlights on your models using dry brushing. Okay, and so I highly recommend Ninjon, Lila the Mini Witch, and Squidmar if you're going to be watching videos and you want to aspire to just fun and greatness. Lila, I really like when your cats are in the video. So I have a cat in the other room. I'm a dog guy, but I love my little cat. So I like when you let your little cat jump into the video. It makes it fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video on what I use to paint, and I'll put some more videos up here for painting and show some love to my painting people. The reason I'm doing this is I just joined a league at my store, and I never get to play. I'm very excited I get to play, and the players are excited to play with me. And I'm picking a brand new model. I'm going to play Space Marines. I usually play AdMech. Well, I say I usually play. You know, I've been painting a lot and haven't been playing, and I want to start playing. So we're going to do a kill team league on Thursdays, and I'm in this other league, and part of a group. And I said I would play Space Marines for the Emperor. Okay. Oh, look at that. I have my Bob Rush shirt. Isn't that funny for my painting video? I did not do that on purpose. So, but that works out nice. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too boring. And have a great day. All right, take care.